Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Vashtorr and Abaddon's Dark Crusade is going well. They thank you for asking. And their next part of the inscrutable plans unfolds in this week's Sunday preview. Archfane has now fixed his baleful gaze firmly in the nigh impregnable fortress monastery of the Dark Angels. Can the First Legion withstand the assault? And there is a little video if you want to check that out, but we'll take a look at the full article. The third installment of the Arks of Omen zeroes in on the Siege of the Rock, as Vashtorr searches for a powerful component in his diabolical goal. The Dark Angels aren't taking this invasion lightly, and rally their forces as a mysterious third party enters the slaughter. This is the crucial next stage in the overcharging narrative of the Warhammer 40,000, containing the Rock Besieged, a boarding actions campaign with 8 new narrative missions telling the story of the climactic raid. There are also additional boarding actions rules for Chaos Demons, Necrons, Tyranids, Genestealer cults, the Death Guard, and Adeptus Mechanicus. So very cool, definitely nice looking piece of art right there. And now we see the regular cover as well as the limited edition as well. And next we have the Wrath of the Soul-Forged King. Recreate the pivotal moments of Vashtorr's invasion on the Rock with this jam-packed battle box. This is the first place you'll be able to get the new models for Vashtorr the Archfane and Supreme Grandmaster Azrael. And this is a really nice looking box right here as well. So we're not sure exactly what the price is going to be on this or how they're going to change with the new price increases going into effect. But this to me looks like a really nice box. So both of the new minis look absolutely amazing. And I hope they made plenty of this box because I have a feeling this is going to be in huge demand. There are tons of Dark Angels players. They are really good in the meta right now. And then also obviously Vashtorr. He is an outstanding model and definitely a lot of people excited for him. So looking at the overall composition of the box, 10 Intercessors and then 5 Terminators, definitely nice. You have lots of options to build those Terminators as well, led by Azrael, and then Vashtorr leading just 10 basic Cultists, as well as 2 Obliterators and the Venom Crawler. Really nice forces right here. And these are pretty solid too because they could go along with an existing force, like your Combat Patrol, or existing purchases you've made in the past, or it could be a perfect starting point for a brand new army. So definitely a fan of this box. I like it a lot. And I hope there are plenty of them because anytime they tie one new character in a box, it always sells out quickly. But with both of them tied to this box, I have a feeling Games Workshop made a lot of these, and rightfully so. This set also contains a skittering Venom Crawler, 2 hulking Obliterators, and 10 Cultists who are way out of their depth on the team Vashtorr, facing down 10 Intercessors and 5 Deathwing Terminators who make up Azrael's Honor Guard. You also get 2 Dark Angels Primaris upgrade frames and a set of 155 Dark Angel transfers. So that is a cool little addition there as well, the upgrade frames, because you'll have a bunch of cool little bits and pieces, as well as those shoulder pads, which are nice for upgrading. And next we see the Vashtorr dice. So these are pretty cool, Arks of Omen and Vashtorr dice. Unfortunately, it is still only 5 in the set. I do really like the marbled look, and the gold is pretty cool on these things, but obviously the dice boycott continues. Tired of supporting the same old Chaos Gods? Weary of the big 4 getting all the attention? Throw your lot in with Vashtorr instead, and with this pack of 15 dice colored in black and brass, featuring his own special symbol on the 6th face. Those who buy Arks of Omen, Vashtorr, Wrath of the Soul-Forged King, and Vashtorr dice set together can get all of them in a bundle with an exclusive art print while stocks last. So basically Games Workshop does their bundles, and it's just the individual prices of those items all added up, plus $50 for the art print. But you can only buy the art print for that $50 if you're buying all the other items at full price from Games Workshop, which of course I would never recommend. But it is a cool piece of art. And next we have the Boarding Patrol Adeptus Mechanicus. So there are 4 new boarding patrols coming out this week. This is the first of them. Went through and did a video with a breakdown of each of the individual boarding patrols, the MSRP of all the individual items, and then essentially what you could look to save on these boxes. Now we don't know the official prices on them yet, but they're all right around that same savings as the Chaos Box, and the Chaos Box just came out for $125, alongside that Tyranid box as well. So I think it's safe to assume that these are going to be right around $125. It's possible they will actually go up slightly because the price increase is going into effect. So I don't want to make any definitive statements yet when we'll know the answer tomorrow. So keep your eyes out for that video, and if you haven't checked out the full breakdown on these 4 boarding patrols, I'll put a link up in the right hand corner. You can go check that out. So first we have the Adeptus Mechanicus box set, 19 total models. This versatile boarding patrol comprises a Tech Priest Dominus and their loyal bodyguard of 10 Skitarii Vanguard, who can also be built as Rangers. You'll also find a cadre of 5 Sicarian infiltrators, who can also be built as rust stalkers, and a trio of heavily armored Kataphron destroyers, which can also be built as breachers. So I do really like the diversity of this box set. It is a nice value overall. I'm pretty sure all 4 of these came in right around like 190 to 220, so they're all a nice value, especially if they're going to be priced at 125. Now, composition wise, we do see breachers in a lot of box sets lately. They're much more viable now, but I think the thing that kind of sets this box apart from some of the other Adeptus Mechanicus boxes is that it actually has some infiltrators. They're pretty good, and they're not often in these box sets, so I think that's what kind of sets this one apart. But if we do compare this box composition and overall savings to the Adeptus Mechanicus Combat Patrol or the Christmas Battle Force box set, both of which are still readily available at a nice discount, this is a cool box, and I think it just kind of fits in right around where all the others are. If there's something in specific in this box that you like, or one of the other boxes, I would definitely just go with that one, because they're all around the same value and savings. And next we have the Boarding Patrol Chaos Demons. So 21 models in this box set, and it's really more of a Boarding Patrol Khorne Daemons, because it is all Khorne, which is also what they did with the Combat Patrol as well. Even the Chaos Gods have designs on the treasures and opportunities brought by the Arks of Omen, tearing holes in the warp and unleashing packs of ravenous demons into their claustrophobic depths. The Khorne-flavored Boarding Patrol packs 10 Flesh Hounds, 10 Bloodletters, led by Karanak and the Hound of Vengeance. So this is a cool box set. It is nice. Again, we did a full breakdown on the composition, value, and all that stuff. And with this one, it is a nice value and everything. But I really have to say that if you're thinking about picking up this box set, unless you're really after Karanak, I would 100% go with the Combat Patrol instead. There is a ton of value packed into the Combat Patrol. You get a bunch more models than this, and it basically has all the same components with the exception of Karanak, and then a bunch more stuff for around the same price. And then we have the Boarding Patrol Death Guard. Again, we did a full breakdown on this one. The Sons of Mortarion are ready to fumigate their local Voidcraft with this bloated boarding patrol led by a putrid Lord of Virulence, his 3 sworn Dust Shroud Terminators, and 10 incredibly sturdy Plague Marines who benefit from corrupted cornucopia of weapon options. So the Lord of Virulence is really good, and so are the Terminators. Obviously, they are very durable and super strong in Boarding Patrol, where you don't have a lot of larger stuff like monsters and vehicles and all that. There's still some very powerful characters that you might face up against, but I think there's a nice overall composition for a Death Guard Boarding Patrol. My main problem with this set, and I talked about it in the breakdown video, is that they basically give you a pack of 7 Plague Marines, and then they give you a way overpriced set of 3 Plague Marines, when they should have just given you 14 Plague Marines and just left you with a few extras. So it is a nice box set. Composition-wise, it's pretty good. Savings-wise, it's pretty good. But definitely a little bit of a dagger there on Games Workshop's part to clear out some models that nobody's really buying. And now a quick message from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by CMOGames.com, where you can get 15% off most Games Workshop pre-orders, and they go live right at midnight Saturday mornings. CMOGames.com offers free shipping on orders over $25 in the US 48, and most orders ship within 24 hours. CMOGames.com has been selling Games Workshop products online for more than 20 years, and customer service is their top priority. CMOGames.com carries the full line of Games Workshop products, including 40k, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, Warcry, paints, hobbies, and tools. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description below so they know you heard about CMOGames.com from Warhammer Man Studios. Now, back to the video. And next we have Boarding Patrol Genestealer Cults. Once again, we have a full breakdown on this, 17 models in total. Genestealer cults propagate across the galaxy by stowing away in transport vessels and settling in for the long haul and forcefully commandeering ships. This skilled insurgent team is made up of a Kelomorph, an Abominant, 5 Aberrants, and 10 Acolyte Hybrids, who can also be built as hybrid Metamorphs. So this is a pretty nice set. I do like the Kelomorph and the Abominant. They're both really good characters. The Aberrants are super awesome as well. Acolyte Hybrids are always good to have. Good value and everything. Has a decent diversity of miniatures. I like that they have 2 characters in this set as well. Again, we did the full breakdown on this one, and I think the main issue here is that the Genestealer Cult's Combat Patrol is such a great value, and it has a lot of these same models as well. Unless you're really after the 2 characters specifically in this set, I would probably go that route. But overall, this is a nice box and some good savings again. And next we see Imperial Knights dice set and Chaos Knights dice set. So with all the boarding patrol stuff going on lately and the Christmas box selling out so quickly for the Imperial Knights, it is nice to see the Knights getting a little bit of love. I do like these marbled dice. They look great. The colors on them are great and everything. The contrast could be a little bit better on them, but again, pretty nice dice. Represent your chosen steeds in battle, be the noble or fallen, with one of these sets of 15 dice. Both feature a helmeted icon on the 6 face, and Imperial Knights get a 2-tone blue dice with silvery pips, while the Chaos Knights get 2-tone red dice with golden pips. So these are super cool, definitely nice looking, but obviously the dice boycott continues. Obviously. And next we see some Lord of the Rings action. These dynamic new sculpts for Faramir, Madril, and Damrod, Rangers of the Ithilien, were first found in the incredible Lord of the Rings Battle of Osgiliath box set. These versatile and mighty heroes are now available together in their own box, each with a choice of ruins or wooded scenery for their base. So I do like that they offer different basing options, and it is cool to see these guys individually available now after that Battle of Osgiliath set. And then we have Gothmod, Lieutenant of Sauron. Hot on the heels is Gothmod, Lieutenant of Sauron, who comes in a versatile 2-pack featuring the Twisted and Scarred Orc General, both on foot, and atop a slavering, bloodthirsty warg mount. Both versions come with a choice of sword or mace, plus an optional shield. You can even dismount Gothmog to field his warg on his own. That's pretty cool also, I like that. So don't glue your Gothmog onto the warg, and you can still use both of them, even if he's on foot. So pretty neat. I do like this guy from the movies as well. And onto the Horus Heresy, we see the Typhon Heavy Siege Tank. Bring even bigger guns to bear in the Age of Darkness with the Typhon Heavy Siege Tank. Designed to suit the battle plans of Perturabo himself, and Modified Land Raider sports a frankly massive Dreadhammer siege cannon that can reduce buildings to rubble and flatten whole squads. I mean, this thing is about as chunky as it gets. Very cool look to it, and I do love that they're redoing all of the Forge World resin into plastic. I wish they would take the big leap and give us like a Thunderhawk or one of the Titans. That would be absolutely amazing. Or, you know what? Give the people what they really want and make some more of the troops. Maybe some Breachers or Assault Squads. And next we see Exodus, the one who is many. The premier assassin of the Alpha Legion is identified only as Exodus. Is this master sniper one man or many sharing the same appearance? Confound your opponent with the baffling implications of this chicanery before plugging their high-value targets right in the beak with the help of his shadowy death dealer. Very, very cool model right here. It doesn't mention specifically if he is going to be in plastic or Forge World resin. Initially, I was thinking he was going to be Forge World resin. I don't think they ever mention it. But to tell you the truth, after seeing this rock right here, it kind of reminds me of the Votan bases. So I wonder if Exodus is actually going to be coming in plastic. I do like when they mention it specifically, so people know what to get excited for or not to. But I don't honestly remember if they have told us specifically yet, and I don't see anything in the article, unfortunately. Let me know in the comments if you actually remember or heard one way or the other specifically, but only if it's for sure. And next we have the Traitor Esoterist Council. Towards the end of the Horus Heresy, legions on both sides, but traitors with by far the most enthusiasm, began field esoterists in their armies, librarians who had dabbled in forbidden lore. Tapping into the power of the warp, these Space Marines used the Empyrean as a weapon, tearing holes in reality to fling arcane bolts at their foes and summon hordes of howling demons. Very cool model, definitely a fan. Overall, nice look right here. I'm not sure if this is going to be plastic or Forge World resin once again. This one looks a little bit more resiny, but it is tough to tell. I wouldn't want to bet either way. I think this is going to be plastic though, honestly. So the pose is a little strange, definitely an interesting choice for the right hand. And if you really like the model, but you just can't get over the hand, you could always cut that off and replace it with something else. And then we see some Ravenwing Mark 6 upgrades. The Raven Guard were the first legion to test the new ubiquitous Mark 6 Corvus pattern armor. These upgrades let you equip your units with retro-style prototype helmets and shoulder pads embellishing with their Corvine emblem. So the shoulder pads are pretty cool, pretty simple, and then the heads are neat as well. They're not bad. I mean, they're definitely Raven Guard. I think that's what they were going for, so they did it. And then we have some Alpha Legion Mark 6 upgrades as well. Though masters of subterfuge and disguise, the Alpha Legion nevertheless had their own heraldry when waging war. Outfit your troops with these helmets and shoulder pads that feature the intricate patterns and writhing Hydra motif of the 20th Legion. So these are pretty cool. I do like the Hydra shoulder pads, but the helmets really stand out. They are very, very cool. I think the big thing for like the helmet upgrades is that they really have to like stand out. It can't just be something out of like the basic line with just a little symbol on the forehead. These don't feel nearly as lazy. Definitely nice looking. And then we see the character head upgrade sets. So I know people are excited for these. We have 2 different upgrade sets for heads right here, 15 in each, upgrade set 1 and 2. And there is a ton of diversity in these heads. Definitely like it. There's a little something for everybody, depending on your chapter, what you look like, or what you want your hero to look like. There is definitely something here for everyone. Add loads of extra character to your Horus Heresy squads and leaders with 2 packs of 15 unique resin heads. Compatible with the huge range of plastic and resin Space Marine kits, such as the Mark 6 tactical squads. There are all manner of interesting haircuts, facial expressions, bionics, and war gear represented across the 30 heads, giving you unparalleled customization for your legionaries. They should have just done these in plastic and released them for 40k, because they could have sold like a million more. These things are pretty cool. Honestly, if they were plastic, I'd pick them up. And next we have White Dwarf 486. March issue of White Dwarfs packed with loads of awesome features, including printed rules for the new Warhammer Age of Sigmar Regiments of Renown, multiplayer rules for Kill Team, conveyor belt cards and rules for boarding actions, and cards for using Greycell's RNI in Games of Warcry. So I did notice that Grizel's RNI actually didn't come out this week, so I'm not sure if there was some kind of delay or whatever, but they were supposed to be out this week. There was a couple items actually missing, so maybe they'll come next week. And if you are after them and you want their Warcry rules, this is where you can get them. And next we have Cypther Lord Fallen Limited Edition. So I have to say, I absolutely love the cover art on this. This is one of my favorite pieces of art of Cypher. Very, very cool. And if you're into Dark Angels in the background and Cypher and the internal struggle within the chapter, like I am, this is very, very cool. Cypher has escaped one of the most secure prisons in all of the Imperium, and he's now loose and has a ragged band of fallen miscreants on the Imperial Palace on Terra. John French pits the most mysterious figure in the 41st millennia against hunting packs of Dark Angels, Adeptus Custodes, and Imperial Assassins in Cypher Lord of the Fallen. Find out more in the interview with the author. So yeah, I mean, if that doesn't sell you on this book, I don't know what will. I am very excited to read about Cypher battling Dark Angels, Adeptus Custodes, and Imperial Assassins. Very, very cool. And it is limited, so we know it's going to sell out quick. So if you're after this piece of art right here or the book within, definitely don't hesitate on that one. And this luxurious limited edition book has only 2,000 copies available, so it will sell out relatively quickly. Make sure to get your number and signed copy before they're gone, or pay like 5 times as much. And then we have Ahriman Eternal. The 4th installment of John French's Ahriman series will be available in paperback next week. The powerful sorcerer searches for Necron time-altering technology to undo past wrongs, while Eldari Harlequins nip at his heels and discord blossoms in the ranks of Ahriman Eternal. So lots coming up here next week's pre-orders. I am definitely looking forward to Vashtorr's new book, as well as the new box, Wrath of the Soulforged King. Some of those boarding patrol boxes are super cool and definitely appealing, so we'll see about those as well. But keep your eyes out there for the pricing video coming in the next day or two. We'll have that all confirmed and out there, and then we'll be able to do some actual percentage breakdowns on the boxes as well. And as always, if you're after any of these pre-orders, make sure to check out CMO Games. Link in the description to save 15%. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. I am Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm out of here.